Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over one of my favorite British battleships, that being Queen Elizabeth. Now, the ship may look quite similar to a ship that we've already reviewed, that being Warspite, and that would be because they are of the same class. However, they do have different play styles, so let's focus on Queen Elizabeth today. To start off with, you have 57,600 health, you have 30% torpedo resistance, you have up to 13 inches, it says, of max armor, on that being on the belt, and your guns are pretty well armored as well. Your armor itself is not always the best. You will be citadeled, and I've actually been detonated in Queen Elizabeth before as well. So she doesn't always have the best armor. That being said, she's still a very, very good ship. And that partly comes from her guns, which are 15-inch guns. And you have 4 double turrets, 2 fore, 2 aft. And these are pretty much where you're going to get all of your damage from. They have overmatching capabilities, just like Bayern at this tier. However, she has E accuracy, whereas Bayern does not. So she is twice as effective in long-range gunnery duels because not only can she hit her targets accurately and relatively easily, but she can also penetrate their armor a good portion of the time. Main guns shoot out to 17.5 kilometers, and secondary shoot out to a range of 4.5. For secondaries, you have these casemate 6-inch and a couple single guns as well. Not really anything big. So yeah, secondary brawl is not her strong suit. One thing for the guns is that you do have to get used to the high shell angle. I remember when I first played her, I absolutely hated her because the shell angle was just so high I couldn't hit anything. But then I figured out how to play her, and now I take her out still once in a while just for a spin. Speed is 25 knots, so you're not that slow either. You're not like New Mexico or Fuso, and you can keep up with Bayern and all those other ships. Andre Doria and Dunkirk, however, and Normandy you will not be able to keep up with, but that's alright because you have bigger guns than all of those ships. AA Defense. This ship is one of the strongest AA ships at this tier, and it really, really shows. Look at these damages, and then I have the cruise skill, so I have increased range as well. If you max out her AA skill, because you can't equip the module, you can really, really knock down some aircraft. I do have the accuracy module added just for that extra boost. I mean, she's already has like sniper like aim, so why not make it better? So yeah, maneuverability is really good as well. So you're a very maneuverable, overmatching, long range, accurate sniper with really good anti aircraft guns. Your armor, on the other hand, is going to be your drawback as well as secondaries, if you can call that a drawback as well. Your speed, though not the fastest, is also not the slowest. All in all, she's a pretty good ship. Alright, so let's toss her in the game and see what we can do. Alright, here we have ourselves a game. We have, what is that, 6 battleships, 1 cruiser, and a couple destroyers. She's never going to be good against destroyers, mainly because she cannot equip the high explosive. But against battleships and cruisers, and to an extent carriers, she's going to be really, really, a really, really strong opponent. So let's see what we have. Fuso, Normandy, Repulse, Queen Elizabeth, Normandy, Nuremberg, Anshan, and Anshan. Not terrible. Let's see, will any of these give me trouble? The Repulse is going to be annoying because of its armor. It's really hard to citadel that ship, but then also when you're playing her, it's really hard to do any kind of major damage. I just really don't like that ship. But we'll get to there in, a few days or so. Alright, so we're just making our way this way. At these lower tiers, you do have to kind of wait a little bit before you get in range of anything to shoot at it. Let's see if we can get some long range shots on this ship over here. I think that was a repulse. As you can see, the shell arcs there. Let's see. No. Close though. Alright, what about this Queen Elizabeth? I don't know if I can make it over that island. So we'll just wait. Though it looks like there's some ships over here in range. Got a Fuso. Fuso's showing broadside. And we're coming in at an angle, and we're going to get a Citadel and knock out the engine. Awesome. And that was 5 shell hits out of 8 at that range. Yeah, this ship is mad accurate. Like, you see this accuracy? And boink. Well, only 4 shell hits that time, but the other 4 were still right around the same general area. If you go full accuracy on all your British battleships, you have amazing snipers, and they do really good in arena because most of those matches are fought at range, so you don't have to worry about your armor necessarily or your secondaries. You need to focus on your guns and your accuracy in AA if there's a carrier. Look, Citadel on Normandy. I've used Queen Elizabeth in arena when it's this kind of tier, and I've been able to win with just her. This is like 3 or 4 other ships at some point. Alright, so Queen Elizabeth is kind of angled. Don't care, gonna double Citadel you through the nose. So as you can see there, your armor is not the best, but your guns are still so powerful. That Fuso looks quite enticing back there as well. Let me see if I can get another couple of Citadels on her. A little too much lead. It's almost hard to see what her speed was. Nothing. Alright, cool. Secondaries are opening up. Don't expect them to do much. Might get a little bit of damage, but they're not going to save me at all. I'm going to leave this Queen Elizabeth for the rest of my team. There's an Anshan over here. What are you doing? Oh, you're behind there. Okay, so the maneuverability on the ship lets you swing out, fire your guns, and then swing back in before the enemy can reply. And that was half ricochet, half pen. So honestly, not too bad, especially on a repulse. Okay, so I know there's the destroyers over here. I'm kind of hesitant about that, but it looks like there's... I think both of them are over here. I just can't see them yet. Alright, let's see if I can get some good damage on this repulse. That was a good chunk, but still not what I would like to see. So now we have a broadside on Queen Elizabeth, so let's see if we can get any good damage. Like I said, I have been able to Citadel or be detonated in them before, so I might be able to do the same to them. I don't normally use the long fuse armor piercing or the MAP on this ship, really because you don't need it. At this angle, I would actually expect some ricochets. Yep, half and half. But that's fine. 2 fires is a bit much. Queen Elizabeth's turning in. I don't really want to ram. So let's see if I can go through your nose. Yep, Citadel through the nose. Oh, also, I do have health buffs and speed buffs applied at this time too. So even if she did want to ram and started as a stern chase, I would be able to outrun her. Alright, let's finish off Queen Elizabeth here. There we go. Awesome. Now what do we have left? We're actually losing this game. That's funny. Fuso, Normandy, Repulse, and Anon-Shan. Well, there's the Repulse. Hopefully Normandy can take care of her because I'm no longer in a spot to shoot her. So, we'll see. But we have a Fuso and both Normandys down here, and they just took out our last Queen Elizabeth. Let's see if we can get some long-range damage on this Fuso. Actually, maybe that Normandy that's pretty stationary and low in health. Yep, some good damage. Now it's just me and this Normandy. Who is losing against the Repulse. So it might be us versus 5 right soon. Which is fine. We still have almost all of our health. I'm trying to finish off this Normandy here. Let's switch over to MAP. I don't need it, but I can at least show you what it does. Alright, so let's see what we can do against this Fuso from the rear with MAP. Hey, we got the Repulse. But Normandy's still pretty much out of the game right now. Alright, so MMP wasn't really good that last shot because of vertical dispersion. But you can see it doesn't matter what kind of angle you give, you can get some penetrations pretty much every time. Let's finish up this Normandy here. Do a couple more shells towards this Fuso. And I'm going to switch back to armor piercing here. Alright, so let's see what we can do now. Now we're going to have to play a little bit of maneuvering game here. And I need to take out as many guns as quickly as possible. So in this case, it would be Fuso. Run aground. Stop moving. Thank you. I want to get behind this island on my left so I can block Normandy's shot, but I don't want to give broadside to Fuso because it'll be one quick salvo from her and I can lose half my health. So I need to take her out beforehand. Awesome, there we go. I suppose we could go a little bit. I don't need to be set on fire, thank you. Also, I'm pretty sure British battleships in general have I guess you could call it a super heal. I think they get 3 heals instead of 4, but they heal more per actual heal than normal. Yep, there's a big chunk of damage. I expected that, but your nose is facing towards me. That actually was pretty disappointing. And there's still a destroyer out there too, isn't there? Alright, well, let's see if we can finish off this Normandy here. As we set on fire again. Oh, but we set them on fire too. Ooh, that was a good chunk. The secondaries are actually getting some pretty decent damage. I'm curious to see what their damage is. Ooh, there's the Anshan. Okay, so we know roughly where she is. She's going to be there. And even if I'm not good against destroyers, one or two shells will be able to sink Anshan with overpens at least. Alright. And now we just have the Anshan. I guess we could cap this base while we're here as well. Yeah, because Anshan's aground, it looks like. Yeah, she is. And, ooh, well, Normandy is firing at her. Can she even hit her? No. Alright. I think that might be too much lead. We'll see. But that accuracy is pretty spot on. Yeah, too much lead. But that means Normandy is now open to shooting at her. There she goes. We cap the base. And I was hoping she would be sunk there, but I guess not. She's even in secondary range. There we go. Alright, so we have ourselves a game. So let's see how we did. 292,000 damage, 4 ships sunk, 128 shell hits, 3 aircraft shot down, 5 citadels, 4 fires, 1 capped base, and 94 secondary hits for 6,600 base XP. Main guns, armor piercing did 251,000 damage, fires did 25,000 damage, and secondary battery did 15,000 damage. So yeah, the ship can be really good. Yeah, she only really struggles against destroyers, but everything else she's pretty dang good at. You do have to keep in mind your armor. You have to try and keep an angle as best as you can when facing battleships. If you must, you nose in to the best of your advantage, unless you're going against something like a Bayern or Queen Elizabeth or Repulse, who has 15-inch guns, because they can go right through your nose. But if it's 14-inch or smaller, they'll just bounce off. And so you can maneuver to the side, fire your broadside, and then move back in with your good maneuverability relatively quickly. That's a good tactic to get as much firepower downrange as possible, while also keeping yourself in the best way to for survivability. The ship is really fun. I do ask you to give her a little time. Like I said, I didn't like her when I first started, but the more you learn how to play her, the more you're going to enjoy her. So with that, I will wrap up today's video. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and join me tomorrow while we go over Nelson. So again, thank you and take care.